so today I have a really simple but a really powerful lesson with you. It's something that I'm sharing with some of my students right now because we're going through back mount, and I'm sharing it with them, and I'm getting them to think about this a little bit differently. And it's something where when I started to do this, it radically changed my game. And again, I don't mean that in any like small way. I'll talk about this in a second, but it's really simple, and I think that if you implement this into your game sooner than later, you'll definitely reap the benefits of it. So I'll share this idea with you in just a second. But as always, I need to introduce my assistant, Mr. Adam Wilson. So guys, this idea works pretty much any place in jiu-jitsu. It's not sort of position dependent. So in the back mount, which is what we've been working on with my students recently, most people are dominant with their right arm, most people, right? So they choke with the right arm. Well, most people then in turn become really good at defending the right side. Now here's the thing you have to think about. When you're rolling, especially if it's with someone that's really good, you don't have the ability to think. You have to react, and you have to go off of the muscle memory that's been sort of wired into your nervous system. You have to go off of just what you normally do. So what ends up happening is if I'm always attacking on the right, if Adam always has people attacking on the right, his sensitivity, his timing, his muscle memory, everything for his defense on this gets built up on the right side. Now, if we were to then go under the left or go with the left arm, he's not going to be as quick to stop it, okay? And so this is the idea. What I'm asking you to do, what I've been asking some of my students to do, is practice their, especially with my more advanced guys, I've been telling them, listen, if you roll with someone that you're a little bit better than, start trying to do your attacks on the other side, your left side or your weak side or whatever side that is. A great example of this for me that changed my game like in a big way is my guard passing. So for instance, back in the day, most of my standing guard passes, and most of my guard passes in general, not all of them, but most of them, I would go to this side, right? Well, what ends up happening is that most people play to that side. So for instance, like if Adam plays half guard, he's probably going to play with his left arm underhook. Most people play with the left arm underhook. Not everyone, but most people. Most people, when they do like a butterfly sweep, right? They'll come in, they'll get that tricep, they play on the side. So now, if I begin to switch and begin to attack on this weak side, I'm now forcing this person to play in a position that he's not as strong in a position where he hasn't developed the same muscle memory, the same timing, the same skill and efficiency as he has on the other side, and so he's just going to inherently be weaker. And then if I, again, maybe I still have a better pass to this side, but if this pass to this side becomes good enough, it'll get the job done. And I've also found this from my rolling on the bottom. Again, going back to half guard. You guys know that I'm a half guard person. So again, my best, most dominant, comfortable side is playing half guard on the left with the left arm on. But I've noticed that I've had a lot of success recently because I've been forcing myself to play it with the right side up, right here. And the reason being is people, again, don't have the same sensitivity to it. And so it's a really simple idea with you guys today, but it's one that's tough to deal with because here's the thing. Whenever you go from your good side and start playing your weak side, you're going to get worse for a little bit because, again, you're not going to be as skilled on that side. And so along with your drilling and rolling and stuff like that, it's going to go down for a little bit and you're going to feel like you're getting worse. Later, Dave.
See you.
Later, Big Don. You're going to feel like you're getting worse, right? And so that's kind of the hard part. A lot of people don't want to go from their comfort zone. They want to just stick to what's comfortable. And so, again, that's kind of a hard part. And then what I would say is that if you guys start to work into this and start working this weak side, what you'll notice is that over time, those submissions and those sweeps and those guard passes come a lot easier. I noticed that recently with me, I've been working all my chokes on my left side. And if you go back and watch some of my videos of me competing, you'll notice I get a lot of my guard passes. Like go watch some of my recent competitions this past year. You'll notice that most of my guard passes come to the right side, not the left. They come to what I consider my weak side, and which is most people's weak side. So that's just an idea to share with you guys. I got a little excited and felt to mention this, is not only, again, being able to take advantage of their weakness, a good idea, but think about it this way. If I can attack from both sides, then he's not safe. So for instance, if Adam, he's really good at defending this side, and then all of a sudden I pull this arm out and switch for the choke, that's a problem. If we go back to the guard passing idea, let's say I'm going here, he's defending, and then bang, I start to go to this other side. That's a problem for him. Same thing with sweeps too, right? With the butterfly sweep, I do a thing where I'll begin to start with my sweep here. Let's say he defends, boom, and then switch. being able to do stuff to either side. So along with being able to take advantage of the weakness of the person, you also have the ability to attack from both sides so that they never can depend, like they can't just simply defend one side. They have to be able to defend both. And a lot of times, again, it's a harder thing to do. It's a much more offensive way to play the game. And again, it's hard because most people are not going to want to come out of their comfort zone and play in that weak side. Most people feel good at a side, they want to stay there, but they don't want to play the other weak side. Now, the one sort of caveat that I have to the position or to this idea is that I would advise you to get good at one side first, just so you know what it feels like to have it in place, right? Because once you get a move in place, it has a certain feel to it. Then what you do is you take that same feel, that same idea, and then you make sure that your other side develops that same sensitivity, that same feel to it. So this way you know you're in the right place. Because again, if you have a really crappy right side and then you start doing the left side, it's still gonna be crappy. But again, if you get a really good right side technique, it's super effective. You use it all the time in the rolling. Then when you go to try to use it on the left side, it'll be easier to get to that same efficiency, that same sort of skill, because you know what you're looking for, you know what you're feeling for, and you'll find that the move builds up a little bit faster. So hopefully this idea is useful to you guys. Again, I don't think that everybody's gonna use it because again, it's just one of those things. It's a hard thing to do sometimes because we don't wanna give up our best stuff. But I promise you, if you do, if you begin taking your techniques you're already good with and using them on the other side, you'll be amazed at the results that you'll have a couple months down the road, maybe 6 months down the road, maybe years, whatever it is, whenever it finds its way into your game. But you'll be amazed at the results you have. So guys, hopefully this is useful to you. I'm finished. Adam?